I am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know the game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here, so. For your soccer news, then come over here, so. If you don't love sports, still come over here, so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here, so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
All right, good morning and welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I'm your host, Manning's Man. Top of the morning to you. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Yes, wonderful day. Having a big show today. We're going to have a healthy discussion as we look at some of the things that may have plagued the Reggae Boys in their recently played qualifiers, and what ought to be done going forward as we look to the Nations League. We're going to give you some JPL update, share with you a little bit on some female soccer with the national team, because we did an interview yesterday with the head coach for the senior national team, Mr. Vin Blaine. Very, very fruitful discussion. I urge you to go and listen to it so you can begin to support our Reggae girls as they begin their campaign to qualify for the 2023 World Cup in New Zealand and Australia. Their first game will be played at the National Stadium on the 17th of February, 7 p.m. And then they will travel to Grenada to play the second game against Grenada. Then they come back to Jamaica in April to play the Cayman Islands away and the Dominican Republic at the office again. They should top their zone and head into the final stage of the qualifying round. But before we get into our discussions, I want to stop, pause, and just give thanks for life, right? Give thanks for life. We're alive. We give thanks so that the Good Shepherd has kept us and led us. Yea, though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we need not fear no evil. For God is with us. His rod and his staff, they comfort us. And so we thank him for his love and his comfort. We thank him for his peace that surpasses human understanding. You understand? And so whatever you're going through, you understand me, there's a place that you can find peace from all the turmoil. And that place is in the arms of the Creator God, the maker of heaven and of earth. And we can look to the hills from whence cometh our help. Our help comes from the Lord. You understand me? We look to the hills. Yeah. Big thank you to our sponsors. Trick Nick. Yes. Trick Nick is a Jamaican owned and operated company in Canada. They use authentic Jamaican herbs and spices to make all their products. So why don't you check them out at tricknick.com? Yes. Check them out. Trick Nick. Check them out. Also to Prestige Finance, lending a helping hand when you need it most. Check out Prestige Finance. They are giving away loans. I'm telling you. Listen, this only works if you tell them you're calling from I Am Sure Sports. You call them, tell them you heard about them from I Am Sure Sports. You will get up to $100,000, no processing fee, same day processing, right? 0 to 4% interest rate. So call Prestige Finance at 876-884-7390. Also, big thank you to Launch Legacy. Yes, Launch Legacy. Launch Legacy, handle risk, seek legacy for all your personal insurance needs. In Canada and the USA, visit them at launchlegacy.com or call or text 647-989-0782. Big thank you to our sponsors for coming on board. Just want you to know that on Thursday of this week at 7 p.m., Launch Legacy will be having a webinar on this platform talking to you about financial products that are available to you that you can get your money to start working for you. A big thank you to all the persons who are presently on, watching and tuning in. Really appreciate all of you. All right, KAS1JM. Big up the leader in the building. Yeah, man. Foreign Spider. Claudine in the building. King Jav, bless up. Demo Dre in the building. Crazy RTV. Waterhouse and Mount Pleasant now ramp with the league this year, he says. El Parino. Yep. Preach, pastor. The man say, amen. You don't know. Truth, man. We have to give thanks to life, man. Hey, listen, people, remember, you can support the platform. How do you do that, right? Hit the like button. I mean, that's the easiest way to support what we're doing here at I Am Sure Sports. Just hit the like button, subscribe, and share the content. You can also, use a super chat. Listen, don't let the super chat, develop rust. You understand me? You have to drop some super chats and some super stickers. When you hear super discussions, super analysis, super guests, hit the super chat and the super sticker. All right. So yeah, man. We have just for the JPL fans, we are going to have a JPL show today at the end of this run, like we normally do, and we have a couple of players who played. They played their games already. One of them is a goal scorer, one assisted, one of the better goals over the weekend. He's going to be on talking about the JPL. We're going to be also talking to a few coaches. So that's later when the games are finished. We're going to have the JPL show. And then at 7 this evening, we'll have Xavier Gilbert, who is the coach of the under-20 and under-17 female teams as they prepare for their tournament. We want to really give spotlight. I don't know if you realize that we probably have greater quality in our female team than we have in our male team. I mean, just yesterday we did an interview with Vin Blaine, who is a head coach, and we were speaking about just players available, and there was a player that I think Leighton Steele is the name of the person mentioned in Crystal Palace. Forgot her name, but he mentioned the name. Do you know that Mr. Vin Blaine got very active? He watched the player. And there is already dialogue developing, and that's what we want the platform to do. So here it is. We were in need of a left-sided defender. Someone in the comment section brought up a player's name who has a Jamaican passport, who wants to play for Jamaica, who plays for Crystal Palace, right? And immediately contact was made. That's what we want to do. We don't want to only highlight problems. We want to be problem solvers and give direction to help and solve some of the problems that we have. All right. So let's what's the in the description for this video, you'd have seen I said that I'm going to give my 2 cents on the fans in the stands situation, and talk about what really is happening and what really happened, because a lot has been said and a lot of blame has been thrown all over the place. Let me start out by saying you cannot underscore the importance of fans. Fans are important. So the dialogue cannot be that fans would not have made a difference. Fans are important. I put it to you that the performance of the team would have been better if they were playing in front of a packed stadium for every single game, including the first game against Panama. Thus far, Jamaica is the only team that has not benefited from having over 10,000 fans for any of their games. The only team that has happened to or with. And it is part of the reason why they sit so close to the bottom of the table. All right. Now, that's number one. So the discussion cannot be in every single sport, including track and field and cricket, fans are important. When legs are weary and players feel like giving up, I'm going to give you a good one. When Javine Brown had cramps in the game that he was substituted, where Alvas came on, if people were blowing their vuvuzelas and shouting defense or whatever, I think that added motivation would have kept Javine Brown going and maybe eliminated the need for us to have made the substitution. When we had Mexico 1 goal down with like 15 minutes to go, the fans again would have stepped up and made some noise. The first game against Panama, I think if fans were there shouting and screaming, no matter how disjointed the team would have been, the fans would have made a difference. All right. In fact, our 2 best results at home were with fans in the stands, though a small amount. 5,000 fans were allowed for the game against the United States, and the only reason why we didn't get maximum points is because of a poor decision, I believe, by the officials. So it stands to reason that with fans, the team would have done better. The game against Canada, the 5,000 or so fans in the stadium with their voices kept that team in the game by their constant shouting, hollering, vuvuzelas, beating of the chairs, edging on the players. Fans make a difference. It is for this reason I am in agreement with allowing fans for Gibson Relay. I'm not going to criticize the decision to have fans for Gibson Relay. I want fans to be there to support our athletes. So my issue is not with fans being allowed to attend the Gibson Relay. Let them go. Allow fans for champs, vaccinated fans. Allow them, as they were allowed for the Manning Cup, the Da Costa Cup, the Champions Cup, the Ben Francis Cup, the Olivia Shield, and the Walker Cup. Allow them to encourage, motivate the players. So I have no issues with that. The issue is, why were fans not allowed for these crucial games that we had? Why? Let's look at it. What I've heard is that people question, did the JFF proposal, was your proposal inadequate? Let me tell you this. When the fans were allowed the first time, let's go back. Remember, it was only a few days before that permission was granted. It was stated that the Ministry of Sports, they were in agreement. But the Ministry of Local Government and the Ministry of Health were the ones who raised issues. For whatever reason, everything went smooth and fans were allowed. So by that we know that the Ministry of Sports played an instrumental role in getting the 5,000 in the stadium on the first occasion. So what could have changed the second time around? Let's look at the facts. The facts are this: that on the day when we played the game and no fans, the positivity rate was 25.4. When we played the games in November, when fans were allowed, it was 27.8. We had more cases, more what you call critically ill, and more patients in hospital in November when fans were allowed, with 5,000 vaccinated fans. So obviously, it is not a measuring of the health situation, because on the first occasion, the health situation was worse than it is or it was for these games. Let's get that into perspective. Not only that, on the day after, when the announcement, so the game was played, and then the day immediately, the day after that, here is what was raised. Fans will be allowed for Gibson Relay. Now, follow me, people. The positivity rate on the 2nd of February was 25.4%. So out of every 100 person, 25.4% of the people tested would be positive. That's what it means. So around 26 out of every 100 person tested would be positive. It has been proven as well that this present strain is not as deadly. It is also true to say that our vaccination rate has significantly increased. These are the facts. On the day when the announcement was made about 10,000 fans being allowed for Gibson Relay, remember, the issue is not Gibson Relay. Fans can go there. It's just why they weren't allowed in the stadium. So on the 2nd, the positivity rate was 25.4%. On the 3rd, when the announcement was made, the positivity rate was 24.6. So there's a 0.9% difference in terms of low. So it had nothing to do with the health crisis. The hospitalization was the same. Critical ill was the same. Deaths were the same. And the positivity, the vaccination rate had not improved. So it had absolutely nothing to do with COVID. The decision to allow fans to one event and not the other event, based on the facts, has nothing to do with the pandemic in terms of the numbers. So why weren't fans allowed? I find it strange as well that for the Mexico game Mexicans actually traveled to Jamaica and they were outside the stadium trying to get in. Mark you, the authorities didn't allow them. But when speaking to them, they were given assurance that they would be allowed into the stadium because fans would be allowed. So they bought their tickets and they came to Jamaica only to be told at the venue, though they were staying in hotels, that they would not be allowed to enter. These are the facts. For the Costa Rica game, outside of the Costa Ricans who were in the dignitary box, there are other Costa Rican fans in the stadium. Maybe they are relatives of the players, but given the fact that we have, subsequent to this match, we have heard that there are a few Costa Ricans who tested positive. Under what grounds were they allowed in? These are the questions that the public would like to have answered. So what are some of my conclusions? And I'm going to come to your comments. My conclusion is the Ministry of Sports, because they were present at the game, wanted fans at the stadium. And it would have been either the Ministry of Health or the Ministry of Local Government that blocked it. Here's my other conclusion. It can't be the Ministry of Health, because if it were for health reasons, then all the other events would have been blocked. So I believe the Ministry of Local Government had more to do with fans not being in the stadium than any other ministry or the JFF. Remember that in the midst of this, the JPL tried to get vaccinated fans into their games. At the same point that ISA was applying for fans for Gibson Relay, so this is not just the JFF, the JPL, for financial reasons, were trying at the same point to get fans limited amount to watch the games. They were trying to get other venues also passed to host games. All of those were denied. And at the same time, fans are being allowed. Rightly so, to the Gibson Relays. This doesn't smell right. I don't think it has anything to do with how a proposal was written, how it was made. And as a well-thinking Jamaican, when Jamaica doesn't qualify for any major sporting event, especially the World Cup for men at the senior level, nobody benefits. There's no benefit for the government. There's no benefit. There's no benefit for either political party. I have more to say, but I don't want this to be a monologue. So I'm going to take some of your comments and then come back to some more stuff. Because we want to offer solution. Remember to hit the like button. When you come on. Here's someone saying that the Ministry of Sports says it wasn't because of the fans why we lost. No. We didn't lose. I agree. We didn't lose because of the fans. And there is no guarantee that having fans there would make a difference. Let's take that argument. The fans has nothing to do with whether the team wins or lose. So why are they important to go to Gibson Relay? If fans don't make a difference, why are you giving fans people the opportunity to go to Caymanas Park, to Gibson Relay, to Boys Champs? Why were they allowed to go and support the Manning Cup final, the Da Costa Cup finals, the Walker Cup finals? If the reason is fans don't make a difference, why are we allowing fans at events then? Why not just stop fans from going to events? Why don't just ban them totally? Why not make a rule or a law that says going forward, fans are not important and they don't change the consequences of games? So let's not have no more fans at any more game because they don't absolutely do anything towards our team win or loses. That argument, respectfully, doesn't make sense. You cannot know unless they were there. Because from the evidence, the games that we had fans, we did not lose. The ones that were played at the office, that there were no fans, we lost. Those are the facts. There's a reason why home teams have a better winning record than away team. It doesn't get any clearer than that. There you go. Big up, Royal. Bless up, man. Foreign Spider. Fans also influence referees' calls too. Absolutely. Man, them need to free up the game for real and allow fans to come watch live. Absolutely. Lone Music Entertainment says, big up. The leader says, my issue is no vaccinated fan for a national event, but fans for a private event. Yeah. And remember, we're not asking about fans in general. It has always been for the vaccinated fans. It would be interesting to see what kind of systems are in place to measure the 10,000 fans, whether they're vaccinated or not, whether all the athletes are vaccinated or not. Are all the athletes in a bubble? The over 2,000 athletes that will be at Gibson Relay, will they all be vaccinated or will they all be tested? So when those 10,000 fans come to the stadium and they are vaccinated, what if they are asymptomatic? Remember last year when no fans were allowed anywhere, the government told they could have spectators, but ISA said no. There you go. I don't know if many people remember that. That when absolutely no fans, so nothing, everything was on shutdown, ISA could have had fans at Champs, but they chose not to. So I can't understand why 200 fans can't be allowed to watch the JPL games, or 500. It is quite obvious that fans impact game. Those people saying otherwise are mad. Home teams in the PL are winning more games. Absolutely. Absolutely. And listen, I don't want to make this political. It's far from, because I as a party made such a decision, and I don't believe that. How many people are saying that if the opposition were in power, would qualify? Listen, teams don't qualify based on politics. Trust me. So let's not have that argument. True, the positivity rate was higher, but it went down on the week of the matches. There you go. It's not about help, guys. It's about one world order. They're seeing who is willing to go by what they say. right? Ask them how horse racing at Caymanas Park going through it all. Listen, and this is what I'm saying, you know. You are allowing people to go to Caymanas Park vaccinated. Listen, I know people who are there who are not vaccinated and they don't wear masks and they are at Caymanas Park every Saturday. I know more than one. But I am saying, if you allow it there, why not allow it in a control setting? 5,000. That's all that had to happen. And I hope that we don't now try to use the Reggae Girls fixtures to make a point. What do I mean by that? Don't now allow 10,000 fans for the Reggae Girls game. And then if 10,000 don't turn up, you use that to say, you see, that is why we don't. Don't even think about it. Don't try to play with the Reggae Girls program. Don't do it. It's not unfair. It is not fair, sorry, to all ladies. Oh, don't get it before the game. I was watching a meet at JC. There were no masks, no distancing. So I'm telling you, the Costa Ricans who tested positive were allowed in. So Desmond McKenzie need to give a report. See the accountability. Captain Jamaica is so right. Such a leader on and off the field. Champs 35 fans, tons of sponsors. Reggae Boy 5K fans, no sponsor. It's actually a very easy decision for the government. How, Rob Smith, how can you look at Ethan Pinnock, Mikel Antonio, Leon Bailey, Ravel Morris, and say, listen, Andre Blake, all of these guys who could have a leg broken, and say to them, listen, you're not important. Our athletes, our class 4 athletes are way more important than you. They have a company sponsoring them. Mikel Antonio, you're getting almost 80,000 pounds a week. Listen, this is not about you. That Rob Smith, this reasoning cannot be that you look at a man, you look at the Andre Blake, you look at the Low, you look at Kemar Lawrence, these guys who have issues in their own lives, risking their lives and their career, and then you're going to tell me that tons of fans and sponsors, and it's an easy decision for the government. Where do we stop talking about money and look at people's life? We have a call coming in, people. Hold on. Come on, people. Hit the like button. Don't waste time. Yes, caller. Go ahead. What say you? Go ahead. I didn't hear the question, Ryan. Go ahead. But Ryan, all right, the federation can't kill the argument. I'm going to tell you why. Because Ryan, if the federation come out and say, let's use your word, because a particular person lost his job, we were denied funds. That don't make it right. Hold on, Ryan. Hold on, I hear they say you're not hearing Ryan? I mean you're not hearing Ryan. What's going on here? They said they're not. All right, talk again, Ryan. Let me hear it. Let me see if they're hearing it. No, them say them not hearing me. No, know. I want to go on right now, people. All right, Ryan, hang up. Let me call you back and see. Come here, no. Well, let me call you back. Let me call you back. Hang on. Yeah, man. All right, people, tell me you're hearing. Tell me if you're hearing people. I am hearing you now, but they said they're not hearing us. So let me see if they're hearing you now. Can you hear him now? Demo, talk faster, man. Jason, talk fast. They said they only. I don't see anybody responding. People, talk fast. Oh, it takes so long for type. Yeah, YES. No. What is about? I don't know what's going on. No. Negative. All right. Let me send you the link. All right. All right. Send it to this phone or to the other one. Which one? I no matter. All right. There you go. All right. So jump on Ryan and then you can explain it. Yeah, man. All right, so not hearing Ryan. All right, so he's going to jump on people and make his point. So let's wait until he comes on, right? But it is a sad. I don't think even if that is the reason, it cannot be justified. It's like cutting off your nose to spite your face. That's what it is like. You cut off your nose to spite your face. And there's no sense in that. There's no sense in that. Right? There's no sense. There's no sense in cutting off your nose to spite your face. Nobody is going to benefit from this. Nobody. Right? I think if a decision was made, okay, let's not give them funds because they fired. If that is it, who does it benefit? I am sure that even the former coach would not want that to happen. Why wouldn't he want the team to qualify? You think he would? I think he'd want the team to qualify. Ryan, the people say that there's political interference. I don't know because every day the mic. I don't know how it's not working today. But Ryan is going to jump on. Yeah. But I'm saying, I mean, it's still logically it doesn't make any sense because there's no benefit to it. All right. And listen, somebody can correct me. Sometimes I get some of the statements wrong. Do they say there are many ways to skin a cat? I don't know why is it necessary to skin a cat, but people say that there are many ways to skin a cat. I think that is the saying, right? Is that the saying? Brain drain. Is that the saying? Now, there is a way that it could have been dealt with. say that you wanted to be vindictive, you could deny them money and allow the team to have fans. You could have given them fans and make it difficult for the fans to get to the stadium. And then you could come out and say, well, they never organized, they weren't prepared enough. You could have done all of those things. But to just outrightly deny the fans the opportunity, it is not beneficial. It is not beneficial. There's no benefit at all for anyone. And that is what I have a problem with. I also want you to know that the very JPL that I must admit is looking better. Like I said, they have asked for a limited amount of fans at their games, and they have not been afforded that privilege. They were asking for less than 2,000 fans at a JPL game, and they were denied that as well. So that is not, quote unquote, being vindictive to the, because that is a JPL. So I don't buy that reason that it had anything to do with the former. I don't buy that reason. Jamaica politics at work. The events where governments are stakeholders and gain financial from. These events are supported by the government. But Dapper Agent, do you know that if Jamaica qualified for the World Cup, there is huge financial benefit for the government? Do you also realize that the political expedient thing to have done was to allow it? Because if they play an instrumental role, watch this, in the team qualifying, and then in the same season of their leadership or the same term of their governance, the female team qualify, the male team qualify, we have the world championship coming up and we do well, all of those things would benefit them in a campaign. They would benefit them. So is it a form of short-sightedness? Were they just myopic? Is this your quote? Brain drain. Those with poor persuasion skills are left to complain. I am I can let me extrapolate. Is this a suggestion that the JFF administration were not persuasive enough, therefore fans were not allowed, and thus they are complaining? Is that what the statement is implying? Because in more adverse circumstances, they got 5,000 stands. Sorry, 5,000 fans. Vindictive to football in general. You know, when I started my channel, one of the things I said is this, that football is a sport that is viewed by the upper echelon of our society as a sport predominantly for the minority and the people in the lowest class of our society. And there's a great disparity between those who have money and those who play the sport. Right. All right, there we go. Ryan, welcome, and good morning. Look like the time hot, man.
Yeah, brother. I don't have much time to stay on the thing, brother. But may I ask you, You didn't find out and ask why fans, as a usual, if somebody come, you don't try to find out why fans didn't come at the National Stadium to call somebody from the Football Federation.
Yes.
And what them said?
They asked, they did the proposal, they did everything that they did the first time and more, and they were told that no.
All right. You see, when the thing just happened, I reach out to somebody from the Football Federation. Last night, again, the same thing with Mikel Antonio, I was going to make a video about it, and I say, yo, it don't make no sense make a video about it. I say it over and over and over. Man is man. The government were giving some of the money for such man. See? Believe if you guys want to believe, or believe if you don't want to believe. I don't tell nobody to believe, but you know, do the maths. The man them move away such man from the job. And the people them never happy. So the people them know say them are go on fans. See? And the man prove it to them, say, yo, you know a big man, and we are run this, we are run the country. Do I believe it right? No, it's not right. I mean, you know why the JFF not come out and just make it clear. They must stay and talk it, brother. Because if me can stay in Canada and get the information, I'm a bin get that information cheap before even the team put out. Because the man them upset that such man still in the job. They never agree with the man move.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to Ryan is there are so many ways they could have imposed stuff and still benefited by politically.
A gangsterism, man.
Brother, the
Right,
man them say them not give them, man them say them not give them the money, brother. Them not support. That what me get, say them not support.
A gangsterism.
Not support it. Brother.
So but they gave $10,000 to $10 million to the JPL the day after that.
Yeah. JPL not different.
Isn't it the same JFF that runs the JPL though?
Brother, the man them in the Football Federation need to come and tell the people them why they never get fans. And why them and the man them in a back and forth. You know not watching news. Oh, me that Canada and me are watching news. You know not watching news. You know not
Roger, you saw that on the news?
You know, I'm not watching news.
Where the government?
Me get what Ryan say.
Hold on there. Where the government? Come and have much time. Where the government say them give them everything, them support them, and the president say no. And this is where we can't take the foolishness, brother. Come and talk to the fans and tell the fans them the truth. Why we not get the fans? Why we not hold behind thing? Up to yesterday, brother. Me attack and me contact the person and the man will say, Ryan, the man them inner them feelings because we dismiss. I want to know how government go. Them I make sure say them run things, brother. How can manning up everybody get fans? Uno put 2 and 2 together. Only I make it look like say all the fans them are go like
I get what you say, Ryan.
Anyway, brother. As I say, when I give my message, you know, I not tell nobody. Uno want believe, uno want believe, uno want believe, uno want believe. You go like you hear that, brother. People don't hear that, brother. And them know, them for just come and say, yo, boy, Ray, and make the fans them go down for the government. Of course, the man them do everything. Just like the USA game, them provide everything. And so say the fans can allow.
Yeah.
Go back and what? Go back when the man them say them now sign off and coach such man forget fire. When go back and go listen up, I even have a call the people them name. Go back and listen. It depend on Sports Max. Me depend be there in Canada and watch it. Them say them now sign off to that, brother. Why you think me come and talk about the man who 11 million and me I say it's a slam dunk for the JFF? It's no slam dunk. Because when government involved, no matter what they on paper, them man that make sure say. And where them say, go. I don't know Jamaica. Come on, man. Anyway, brother. Me there.
Yeah, yo, bless up. I never see you on prayer this morning.
No, because me leave work, man. Work, man.
All right, boss.
What time you start? 7
6
o'clock, right?
o'clock. Six,
All
six,
right.
6. My time. 7 your time, I think.
All right.
All right, blessings, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roger.
Yeah, man,
Raja. Yeah, man. Go ahead, man. What say you?
You know, I say, boy, me go start with something else, but boy, Ryan, I say still, if we look into it, it might sound like conspiracy, but if you put 1 and 3 and 5 together, you see something. You see me, I say? But overall, me don't know. Me not watching news, me don't know what Andrew Holness or Babsy say or what nobody say, but me think that, well, them have this rule say the government, like around the country, not supposed to get involved directly in a football. But at the same time, I feel like Andrew Holness can say, oh, bam, Jamaica have footballers and we have it on football. We are going for the national program. And I may say that because at the end they control, I think at the end they determine if fans can go on stadium. That's what I was thinking before Ryan forward and I say what I must say. So that means I would start with that, but I'm kind of confused a little bit right now. You see me, I don't really know how this works.
Eddie, you know what? Let me just say this. Eddie just remind me of something, right? Because I remember the USA game, and this is very important. Because these things are so deep, you know, through diplomatic channels and political channels. I'm going to tell you why. This is a very valid point. That it is possible that the only reason why fans were allowed in the initial games was because the United States, like he said, had several fans in the stadium. And maybe from a government perspective, they didn't want to deny them.
It's disgusting.
So you understand what I mean? So really, maybe it wasn't even so much about the Jamaican fans, but to appease the Jamaican fans, because you couldn't have the USA fans there and not have Jamaicans. It was given.
So disgusting, bro.
Because the health situation is actually better now than when fans were allowed. That's what I'm saying, you know. So it's not a health crisis.
What do you think this is? When we look at all of this, that way you just said, what Ryan just said, what I was going to start with, and then my clarity of why I'm confused. What you call all of this will lead to that, and what is the conclusion?
Let me tell you, I think sometimes, and this is a problem generally in our society. We don't look at the big picture. We rather fight. In other words, and this is something we do in my family. It's never about winning an argument. It's about winning the relationship. At the end of the day, I tell people, even when I'm right, I will apologize. And here's why. Because to me, winning the relationship is more important than winning the argument. Yeah. And I think this whole situation is saying to me, what is most important is the relationship and not, well, the argument and not really the big picture. In other words, you know what? The team winning these 2 games, if we had fans and we won the 2 games, what it would have done for the society, we haven't had anything to lift us up in a while. And I think that picture was not seen.
Yeah. It was ignored.
Yeah. In other words, we were willing to fight. We are willing to, and this is what means society. People would rather hurt you and hurt me than find a way for us to have our differences, work it out for the betterment of a community. Or you understand what I mean? And I think this is what is happening. The JFF trying to win, politics trying to win, and to the detriment of football. But let me hear from Rowan and then see if I can get this call.
Morning.
Yeah, man.
Madness, man. Utter and total madness. Well, every time I turn on Paramount, see? Turn on Paramount and I watch a game now. I look and see Costa Rica, them have fans. Where I say America have fans. Everybody, El Salvador have fans. And Jamaica alone, Corona there.
A style thing, man.
A style thing, brother. So that will show you, say, where Ryan talk about no far-fetched. It's not a far-fetched thing because you can see it, brother. You can see it blatant. You understand me? I say it's just a terrible situation, brother. Where and also too, the older people and brother were in a politics. They're not quick thinking and they're not, they're so analog and far behind mentally.
Yeah.
You understand me?
Ron, let me see if I can take a caller. Caller, good
Yeah,
morning.
man.
Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. Yes, caller. All right, go ahead, Ron.
Sound like the same man plug out the people in mic again.
Yeah, man, go ahead and
Yeah,
finish
man.
your
So
point.
I try to show you so the people who are run the thing, brother. The people who are in a government, brother, in a Jamaica government. Look for the age capacity and look for the nepotism who got some of them there. You understand what I say? You can see all these kind of things, brother. These people, it's so the political arena is so entrenched with corruption and nepotism and all kind of things. It translates down the ladder. You understand? About 15 to 20 years ago, I was looking at it and I say, when will it change where we can actually vote, and if a man not really I do the right thing, we vote him back out instead of the older people like my grandparents used to talk about, say we are die hard this and we are die hard that. When will that change so that we can get people who have the modern thinking and modern thoughts and quick thinking and can will be in that space where we can actually see these things and make the different choices and good choices and decisions when it's supposed to be made for the benefit of the people and the benefit of the country. When will that change? We see father a retire and a hand it down the daughter like a some monarchy thing. You understand me? I say it's just terrible because we here in America we got vaccinated and we can't go in a bar anywhere we can't go. We're free if we do what we can do when we get vaccinated, brother. You understand? So all these people will get vaccinated in Jamaica. Why the sense you're getting vaccinated, and you want what the benefit to it in Jamaica? What are you benefiting from in Jamaica for being vaccinated? What are the benefits to it?
Actually, me have to say about that. Me have to say about all the way ask and when you say well I go accept the vaccine part. When they say we go when we go reach this point where we are able to be like what you call it now? I don't remember the word right now. Zane, but we are able to be involved in decisions and so forth. This is like trying to solve the problem that we have with murder or crime. It's so far from happening. You get me? And I don't mean to be pessimistic, but it's really true.
Let me say this because let me respond to Rob. So many comments and thanks for all the comments. Andrew 55 also thank you for that super chat. Really appreciate it. And if not a super chat, people hit the like button, support the work. All right. So let me say this. Rob Smith is saying schoolboy sports have economic value. Economic value equals power, power equal decision. Let me say this, Rob Smith. The value of the Jamaican dollar has depreciated so badly that what is generated by collecting Jamaican dollars in the national stadium for fans cannot be compared to the kind of marketing that Mikel Antonio, Leon Bailey, Ethan Pinnock does for Jamaica in the EPL. There is no home-based sport, including our national championships, when Usain Bolt goes up against Asafa Powell, that can generate the kind of funds globally that Jamaica would if they qualify for the World Cup. The economic value of football globally, it is one of the highest earning sports, more than track and field. You check the highest paid athletes, and most of them are probably footballers, your Ronaldos and your Messis. So to say that the economic value of schoolboy events cannot be compared to your national teams qualifying for global events. And this is not, I'm not talking about the JPL, I'm talking about your national team that have renowned international players. So it's a lack of vision and lack of sight. Now, Brain Drain is asking, what are the solutions? What are the solutions?
Solution. You want to know the solution?
Yeah.
The solutions start from revamping firstly. But are we prepared to revamp? Solutions would sound like fairy tales right now if we're not prepared to revamp everything.
Revamp, but revamp exactly what?
Revamp the JFF, revamp the process of how someone is elected, revamp the review process of this person, and all of this is mirrored going down. And I don't think that we're prepared to do that. That's why I'm saying a solution would sound like a fairy tale because it would have to come from there. The solution.
Yeah. So one of my solutions is this, right? We have to find a way of unifying the forces in our country and the resources outside of our country. What do I mean by that? If we're going to be vindictive, it means that every person in this present campaign who believes that they were victimized have the option as well of, if they're all removed and other people put in place, what would stop them from being vindictive to those people in position? You follow me?
Yeah.
So if I am the leader and you are vindictive towards me and you put a next leader in place and I'm in capacity that I can stop the process, why wouldn't I want to stop it then? Which is what has happened to our political process. Our political process has been like this. Okay, well, you fight us out. So when you get in, we're going to do everything to fight you out. Instead of having this synergy amongst people. So my first thing is that the Ministry of Sports, the Ministry of Local Government, which I personally believe was very instrumental. Because at the end of the day, even if the Ministry of Sports says yes, the local government minister can still stop it. We have seen that where other industries have wanted to do things, but the final say in terms of people going out is not up to the Ministry of Sports. It's up to the local government minister.
So, man.
So there has to be this. Mr. Mackenzie needs to sit down with the opposition person, the JFF, the Ministry of Sports, and a public statement be issued to say that, listen, we all blundered when we looked at things, and that is not going to happen.
Exactly, fairy tale. You see what I say?
No, but hold on. We'll get to the crux of the matter now. Hold on, listen to the part. All right, you see when you make certain decisions and you realize that your job is not in jeopardy, you do what you feel like and do what you swing your arm at any way direction you can swing it because you know say your job and your career is not in jeopardy. You see the people who suffer the consequences, like the fans who suffer the consequences of not having the opportunity to go and enjoy themselves and whatsoever. Those fans, which is us, we have votes, right? Our most important and most powerful things we have right now is our vote. Does these people making these decisions need our vote? They do, right? Okay, so why don't we campaign and stand up and show that, hey, you have to make the best decisions for us as people, or if you can't make that decision or the best decision that's gonna benefit us as the people of the country, we can stand up and we can vote for someone else who can make that decision. You understand what I'm saying? So, but if you don't exercise that power, because your vote in whatever capacity, I'm not talking about politically only, in whatever capacity, your vote is important. It's just the same way right now, not to drift a little bit off topic, but it's the same way how we are suffering from the consequences of Horace Burrell voting in the opposite direction when he was alive. He voted in the opposite direction in terms of having the CONCACAF situation. You know what I'm talking about, man?
Yeah. Yep,
right.
yep.
So therefore, look at all the referees on the field right now. All Spanish referee. Yeah, all Spanish refereeing the game. There's no Jamaican referee. There's no St. Kitts referee. You know, there's no one from the Caribbean refereeing our game. These guys are being biased against us, and we had our vote, we had our chance, and we did not execute our vote. We voted the opposite way, and now we're suffering the consequences in that. These people who make these decisions right now, the fans need to step up and let them know point blank that what we suffered by not being able, we're vaccinated, 100% vaccinated. We did what you asked. We got vaccinated, and we were unable to enter the national stadium or exercise our right of freedom of movement after we got vaccinated. And now we are going to exercise our right to vote against your decision to hold us back from exercising our right of freedom of movement. And this is what the fans need to do and step up, because we can't let it slide. Because if you let it slide, another member of parliament or whosoever this is can do even worse. So this is, you have to stop it. In the bud. People have to speak up. This is a platform which is doing it. Other platforms, they just put more pressure on these people and let them know that the bad decisions they make affect us as fans, and they in turn are going to lose the support in terms of the vote they need to receive to stay in power. And this is what we have to do as fans, and stand up and exercise our right.
Yeah. Rob Smith, I think you can call in now if you want, and share your thoughts. That's a good solution. I see Owen asking if there's a chaplain employed contracted by the JFF. Well, I think this is part of the issue, right? This was part of what we had. I think Al Miller played this role. There is none contracted or employed. I know that, including me, there have been occasions when I've been asked to help with things. That is not, I don't think it is properly structured or operated. I don't know if it is the pandemic. And so I don't think they have someone in this capacity who could probably speak on their behalf to even the government. They don't have a middle person, a mediator. I think that when these difficulties arise, it's kind of funny, they have somebody here, because I know, like Ali McNabb, and this is why I'm saying that it cannot be from the Ministry of Sports, because Ali McNabb is also...
Lift up here, man. I'll deal with something now.
Yeah, man. All right, bless up.
Yeah, man. Bless up, brother.
Yeah, man. Every time. Thanks for coming on.
Big up. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Bless up, brother.
Yeah. So Ali McNabb also works in the ministry, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't Ali McNabb want to see the team qualify? This is what. So Owen, to your thing, I think this is something that needs to be implemented, especially for the women's program growing ahead. And they need to be intentional about it. I don't think they are intentional about it. It is very ad hoc from my position. I do what I can do, but I wouldn't say it is in any official capacity.
Yeah. As the master management, when it turns to, you say, a lot of people feel, a lot of people have the feeling of lost of hope. A lot of people have that feeling in Jamaica, lost of hope. And it take that one bright light to really step up and lit the fire. You understand what I'm saying? We have people who can step up and light that fire. You understand? And get the necessary. Believe me, it might flash past on the eye real quick and fast. And I don't recognize it, but believe me, say the YouTube gathering, coach's desk, you, Dre, everybody, we don't have a lot of impact. We don't have a lot of impact on the YouTube, and they get into the people so quick and fast. You have to understand the power you guys have of getting to the people, because when you get to the people like this, and the people can react in this way and manner, you understand, by asking for a particular person to step down out of their capacity because they're not doing the job they're supposed to do. You know, we do have that power, but a lot of people have failures and lack of hope and stuff like that, so they don't understand how much their vote can do. A lot of people don't understand that. The handicap man have a vote, him have a right, him have a say. The taxi man have a say. You understand? Because remember, say, qualifying for World Cup, you know, brother, the amount of money that would have bring in. You understand me? I said the revenue. Remember, I say it's streamlined down. You know, if you start accept fund, hold on. Every fans we going to the stadium have a car if we go to the stadium. No. So taxi man are going to do it as well when need to carry these people or whatsoever if it go to the stadium. So everybody benefit financially. You understand me? I say so everybody benefit financially. So it trickle down. It trickled down. It trickled down the ladder. So therefore, if you have your vote and can show these people, say, yo, you messed up, you did this, we vaccinated, we did everything on the ask for, and here what happened. I saw we are going to vote, you know, because the next person have the best interest at heart. So we now go vote that way there again because you actually push me over the edge. You understand? Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right. So let me take this one. So many comments. Listen, if you think your comment is very important and I have not mentioned it or responded to it, you can do it again. And then I can get back to it. Or you can even do a super chat. We have a call coming in, so let's see if we can finally make good on this connection. Yes, hello, caller. You're hearing Ron?
No, sir.
You're not, yes, hold on. You're still not hearing Ron?
No, sir.
No, man, hold on. I'm asking the persons out there. People, just let me know if you're hearing the caller. Go ahead, caller. Oh, they're saying, you know what? They're saying they're not hearing. I don't know.
No, it look like the mic still plug out.
Yeah. All right. All right. You can do that. All right. So let me see if we can sort out. Let's see if we can sort out.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I tell you, man, it's a serious thing. This is a very serious thing, and you know, we have to look at the opportunity as well, which was lost. This is financial implication. You understand? I said the financial implication, which was lost by by this person's decision. You understand what I'm saying? Because the fan is the 12th man is very important, extremely important in all capacity. We can't minimize it. You understand me? I say we can't minimize it. And I was talking to coach's desk the other day, and I was letting him know that, including the JFF, the JFF need, in my view, the JFF need to be run by ex-footballers who have the best interest of football in their heart. You understand what I'm saying? We have footballers who are educated and extremely qualified for this position. So, you know, they can, and I would like to see that happen, because you can't have, you know, a secretary who, play no interested. You understand what I say?
Whether we are earning from the football or not, the earning, you hearing me?
All right, but just start here back now. Yeah, go ahead.
Earning power is very good. Caller, you can call back. I think I figured out what the problem is. Thank you, Jason, for that. But the earning power of the football is great. What we may not be doing is tapping into the earning power. It is the same thing with Usain Bolt. We did not maximize the earning power that he provided the nation. One thing I know is that globally, the earnings from football are always going to be greater than any other sport. It is up to us to maximize those earnings, right? So if we have tons of players in England, we need to find a way, not getting all of it, but at least some of those resources back into the local economy. And if we can't, we need to find a way of leveraging the marketing of these players so that it can be beneficial to our economy. It may not be immediate, it may not be this year, but it may be 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. So it is possible and it can work. And that is what I want us to understand. Whether or not we are doing it, you know, it's neither here nor there. Whether or not we are doing it is our fault. Yeah. We can't say it is not available or the money is not there. Hold on, let me see if I can get it. Hello, caller. You hearing now, Ron?
No, sir.
You're still not hearing now? I'm hearing the caller, you know.
Yeah, but before we did that hear you all along, but we couldn't hear the call before I came on.
Yeah, you hearing now? You hearing the Ron?
No.
You're not hearing the caller. People tell me if you're hearing the caller because we just started out, you know. Hold on, caller. Let me see if the person's in the comment section hear you. Let me see if the person's in the comment section hearing you. Oh, they're still saying, I don't know what is going on. They're still saying no, I don't know what is going on.
You see, the thing about it, man, is what we need to do, you know, is that we need to calculate. We need to calculate and come up with the sum.
Yeah, hold on, Ron. Let me just do it this way and let the caller speak. Let me just see if I can work this out a different way. All right. Go ahead, caller. Let me do it this way and so the people can hear me.
Yeah, my thing is more of a sort of like a question. You understand? And I don't know, like I said, I don't know if you addressed it earlier because I just joined your program. So here's my first question. The Costa Rica team came in the night before the game or the day before the game, correct?
The day before.
Okay, so the people that tested positive would have been tested positive upon arrival, correct?
Yes.
All right, so whose responsibility is it to make sure these people quarantine? Is it on a system where you tell them, hey, you test positive, so you can't move around for 5, 6 days or whatever it is, you have to stay in the hotel room? Is that how that goes, or is it somebody that is responsible to make sure that these people are quarantined? Do you know? Is it the Ministry of Health? Is it the GFF responsibility? Whose responsibility was it at that point to make sure that these people didn't enter the stadium?
All right, caller, they're trying to say, the first, I never ask you, like, what's your name, caller? Because everyone asks you what's your name.
Peter, man. I'm calling from Georgia.
Peter from Georgia.
I'm 30 miles outside of Atlanta, a place called Buford.
All right, then. Wonderful, Peter. I think that... Oh, jeez and peace. All right, so I think in the case of the Costa Ricans, my understanding is that they were told that they were not supposed to play, but I don't think they need to quarantine because of international diplomacy. Right, and because so they weren't supposed to play because if you quarantine means that when you fly in, you have to go through a certain period of quarantine before you can play, which would apply to all the players who traveled. They didn't have to quarantine, but what they were told by the medical doctor who did the test that they were not supposed to play.
Okay, so because they weren't supposed to quarantine, I'm not talking just about the player, I'm talking about everybody who tested, because there were some staff members who tested positive. Those staff members were still allowed to go into the stadium, even though they were not playing. They're not players. They're just, auxiliary staff. I mean, why were they allowed in the stadium?
Well, that is a question, because remember, I'm telling you, here's the thing. There were Mexican fans who flew into Jamaica the day, like in the morning before the game, and they were at the stadium trying to get in.
Right.
They wanted to buy media passes and VIP passes to go and watch the game.
Right.
So I'm saying that if fans were allowed to do that, then obviously the authorities don't have a way of governing staff of a national team.
I think it's more a slap in the face of the local fans who are fully vaccinated that did not get a chance, an opportunity to go to the game, but yet still you have people who you know test positive in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's more of an insult to us as fans.
Yeah.
Who wanted to be there. How can you justify having people that test positive, regardless of immunity or whatever? They shouldn't be in the stadium. Then you have a player that actually played the game. And so my next question to you, management, I don't know if you know, what is the status of that appeal for the player that played? Because, believe it or not, if we get 3 points, even though we don't want, we would have preferred not to get points this way. But if we get the Costa Rica 3 points, we still have a chance.
All right, Peter, sorry. Peter, I don't want to burst your bubbles, but I don't see any circumstance where FIFA would award the 3 points. I'm going to tell you why. If Costa Rica, if they took that risk, they took it knowing that the most that could happen is that there is financial sanctions. Teams don't take that risk at the expense of losing 3 points. So they would have calculated all of those things. And I don't think FIFA would make a decision like that. FIFA would not award. I mean, rarely do I see FIFA award points in international games.
Yeah.
Because remember as well that there are other players who have played with COVID in games. Mark you, not knowingly because they may be asymptomatic.
Right. But in a case like this, where they knew what they were doing, they ignored the rules, violated the protocol, and put everybody at risk, right? To me, they need to lose the points because what is going to deter them from doing this again? What is there to deter them from doing the same behavior again in the next game?
What FIFA normally does? FIFA would normally say, listen, we're gonna fine you $50,000 or $100,000. The next time you're gonna get suspension or something like that.
Right.
I don't think though that they are going to right? I don't think they're going to award the points like that. FIFA rarely.
Yeah.
It must be extreme circumstances that it happened. And then Brain Drain is saying that Costa Rica. Well, CONCACAF can't make the decision if it is not in keeping with FIFA's laws, because CONCACAF don't have laws by themselves that governs how they operate outside of what FIFA decides just globally. And Brain Drain is saying that the Costa Ricans.
Did the JFF appeal to FIFA? So the JFF appeal to FIFA, not CONCACAF.
Well, it has to go through CONCACAF, so they will appeal to, right? You could take it long. If it doesn't go through, you can also go to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. But generally, when these things happen, it is not a matter of awarding points, because FIFA believes in merit. And they believe that points must be awarded on the field of play, not in the boardroom. And that is why I'm saying that even if something ought to be done, it would not be the awarding of the points. It would be a financial sanction with a warning.
Okay.
Which is probably what the Jamaica Football Federation would push for. Fine them, and maybe if it is proven that they did it on more than, suppose Honduras, suppose they did it in the game before, and it is proven, and those teams appeal, then I think at that point, it could be looked into where other sanctions, including suspension, would take place. But Brain Drain is saying that the Costa Rica explained the whole situation. And he's saying that people should read and not just be emotional all the time, because the Costa Rican are vehemently denying using players who tested positive.
Okay.
they are saying that the players that they use, they didn't know that they were, because according to them, the players, when the players tested, they didn't have COVID.
Okay. Yeah, but if the doctor said, "Hey, man, you test positive and you guys can't play," but anyway, you know.
But Peter, like what if because the Costa Ricans are saying that when they tested in Costa Rica, they didn't have COVID, and they are going to say to you that when they tested in Jamaica, they had COVID, but when they went back to Costa Rica and tested again, they didn't have COVID. Yeah, there you go. And how do you prove which doctor is right and which doctor? You understand? Yeah. It's going to be a very difficult, unless again there has been more than one occasion.
Right. All right. Let me segue to something else that's been bothering me. I listen to all of you YouTubers, and I hear a lot of blame going around for the field campaign. For JFF, the government, the coaches, not having a system, etc., etc., etc. I rarely hear anybody put the onus on the players. You know, listen to me. I played the game for a long, long time. Okay, I have never lost a game and blame my coach. None of us have ever lost a game and blame our coach, especially when you lose a game in the last 10 minutes or the last minute of the game, when you fail to jump behind the ball, when you fail to, just basic error. The players need to take onus for this bad campaign. Listen, all that the JFF has done, that has caused all the blunders that the JFL have done, all the bad team selection that Whitmore has done, all of this stuff, it's still boiled down to the players and the feeling of Reggie. You cannot have a game 1-0 away in El Salvador and in the last minute make the man them score. You can't have Mexico 1-0 and in the last minute make them score. You can't have Mexico at home 1-0 and make them score 2 in the last 10 minutes. That is unheard of, Bridget. Only the players, to me, are responsible for that. They need to take some responsibility for that.
All right. So I'm going to respond to you this way. Let me just Brain Drain, who is a former Calabar student, in response to your thing, he says the Costa Ricans, they tested positive but not a risk to others. Then he says that I am the brightest Jamaican to ever live. All right, so and then I St. George's man say he what did he say, George's man see up here, because you're beating your body in the comment section, you know. You better say you're from Georgia. I'm not mentioned North Street. He says no one cares about the lesser school on North Street. So I'm going to leave you guys to
our accomplishments speak for itself. I don't need to say anymore. It's all envy and jealousy.
But what I'll say to Peter is that, listen, we were very hard on the players. There are players who the YouTube landscape has said they shouldn't wear the Jamaican colors again. I mean, it has bordered on verbal abuse. Some of the things that has been meted out to some of the players. I tell you that.
Yeah.
It has been, so to say that the players have not been blamed. People have called Andre Blake like he's not a good goalkeeper. This man was, they have talked about Javon Watson and they have talked about Alvis Powell. I think they complained so much about O'Neill Fisher that he wasn't even called into the team. They have dealt with, they have dealt with some of the players harshly. These people have talked about Javon East should only go by the Stadium East and not in. So they have put a lot of blame on the players, saying that the players are not good, and but the truth is that some of this stuff is done to the players. And I told people, if you go to the video that I play for my channel, it talked about it. And this problem started in when we had the friendly game. I told people that if we never sorted out things, we would have problems. So let me tell Jamaica where the problem started. The problem started at the wage negotiation. And from that point, I said, they have resolved the wage negotiation, but the relationships were not fixed. And you sort out the money issue, which is good, but if you don't sort out the relationship issues, you're going to have a problem. And we forget what happened. What happened is that on that trip, the players did not go. Many of the core that Whitmore was working with did not go. The GFF just called up some players. They never scouted them. Some of the players said that they wanted to play for Jamaica. And they called all of these players out of England and some other guys from out of Jamaica to play that friendly game.
In Austria?
You remember? That was where we found Ethan Pinnock.
Right.
Liam Moore. All of these guys, Casey Palmer, a lot of these guys came in for the first time. They were not scouted. They were just called in to replace suddenly.
There were some good finds. There were good finds.
Good find. But what happened is that, so when the team looked good, all of a sudden, the players who were on strike signed the contract. And then what happened now is that those players who played in Australia were basically secondary because the original players came back. And it created a divide from that time. And nobody sought to resolve it. The head coach also got involved. And people forget that the players came out and said, because they talked about resigning and there were many statements coming about the party shop business, about if we don't qualify, all of these statements about I don't have to play international football anymore, I'm going to focus on my club career. The coach then spoke to the players, and the players who were on strike basically negotiating, they all signed the contract. When the majority signed, their statement was, we signed having spoken to the head coach. They didn't sign because of Jamaica. They signed because the coach said, basically, come and play for me.
Right.
So if they showed him loyalty, he probably owed them some loyalty.
Yeah.
So from that point, there was a major divide in the team. And I spoke extensively about it, that a mediator needed to be brought in, that they needed to have some meetings, that Mariappa needed to meet with Andre Blake and bring both groups of players, those locally, and it was never done. And that is what I believe led to some of the issues in the campaign.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's every little thing, adds up, every little thing adds up. Every little make a muckle, like we say. So you put all of them things together, and yes, it's a major problem. It became a major problem. But man, players need to get it right on the field. You cannot believe it. I mean, look, management, you could put me, you, coaches this, Cataract, Stan Cranky, well, maybe not Cataract, because I don't know much ball and play. But you put someone who play ball, and you put us out there.
Are you saying that Cranky play? Are you saying that Cranky played football?
Cranky said play with Diego,
man.
Forget him saying play with Diego.
Not Diego Maradona, I know. Yeah. I just give it Cranky some trouble.
10 of us out there, right? Me, you, Cranky, coaches desk, and some other man out there, and some of your panelists. Brethren, for the El Salvador game, you think we're going to make them score? If we even have a stand up across the goal line, brethren, that's not score. We don't play ball and man say, yo, lock, lock.
True.
These are professional players.
True.
Too often we are defeated in the last 5 minutes of the game. That is ridiculous. Man missing them assignment, brethren.
Yeah.
Man now concentrate. Man, I think about the final whistle and the whistle not blow yet. Yeah, man, these players let down. Granted, I'm not a great fan of Whitmore because I think he made bad player selection. But players let down Whitmore and they've let down Paula.
Yeah, but
that's where I'm going to lead.
Yeah, man. All right. Thanks for your call, Peter.
And in essence, they've let down the country.
And them,
let down the campaign.
And themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But keep up the good work, man. I enjoy listening to you.
Yeah, man.
And all the other people, you know.
Yeah, man. Blessings every time. Thanks for the call, Peter from Georgia. Yeah, blessings.
Cool.
What is? Yo, Peter that easy. Peter, he hit the nail pan most of the things still. He hit the nail pan most of the thing because, you know, the only thing we don't really want to talk about no more is the case of the Costa Rican and vaccinated and COVID and that past and gone because you know what? We can't change that. You understand? That happened and gone. We're not gonna get the 3 points. FIFA not go award no 3 points to nobody. You understand me I say? So that pass and so that come down to the player them stepping up. How many of these games we feel if we close out the games too? Feel if we close out games. Ball go over the throw line and we run gone for it. Throwing back the ball real quick. Delay some of the game, delay some of the movements, lay down for the field, hamstring a pull, this, that. You know, there's psychological things to the game. You know, we have played the game before I know the game play. You know? But back to what I said before Peter called. I said to you, say, we need to calculate how much money we lose. Seeing? We need to calculate how much money we lose by not getting the benefit, the chance to go to the World Cup. Seeing? We need to also calculate how much money we lose for not having, you know, like vaccinated fans in the stadium. How much we could have had? How much we have the other day? 10,000?
5. Well, it was supposed they wanted 5,000, but I don't think in the end 5,000 turned up because remember, even for that game, the response was so late that and the process to get by in terms of the online process and buying the tickets online, it was a little bit difficult, and due to that, I think they got closer to 4,000 than 5,000, but it was 5,000 tickets allocated.
So if I all right, we're running out 5,000 fans. How much games were there where fans participated in? 1?
2. The Canada game and the USA game.
2. Okay. And how many games we had where we did not have fans?
3. Costa Rica, Mexico, and Panama.
Okay. So if we're going to round it off at 5,000 fans per game, which was missing then, we're going to round it off at 5. How much 5,000 fans would have brought in the kitty? May I talk about how much 5,000 fans money-wise would have brought in? And we're gonna tally it up, seeing? And after we tally it up, we need to use that as a benchmark of how much money we have lost in terms of the JFF have lost based upon that 1 person or 2 person decision for not having vaccinated fans and put pressure on these 2 are this individual who have made that decision for not having fans because we need something to have. You understand what I say? You can't just go say, boy, John Brown, we're making never let in the fans them. You understand? We need to have something where we can say, yo, this is what you have done and these are the consequences and these are the failures you have made in your capacity, which we hired you to be the minister of this or the minister of sport. You need to come to us and explain to us what were the decision making you have made, and this is what it have cost us.
You don't understand. I think sometimes we don't run, and I hear you know, but you know that. All right, people, let me try and see if it is working this time around. I call it.
You remember?
Hello, caller. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I'm doing good. Ron, are you hearing? Go ahead, caller. Let me see. People tell me over here. Let me try this. Yes.
Put him on speaker.
You YouTubers out there that's doing the thing on YouTube. Apart from I was saying that guy's name. You're mentioning man, her name. I can't remember her name. Coach Minzy.
Coach Minzy, okay.
Yeah, man. We are here.
I like how you guys, balance out the thing and, bring across the facts and the truth. But anyway, who's to be blamed in this whole thing? Because I heard, like, a lot of vloggers are saying that, the government and it's the coach and it's this. People are shifting the blame. We need to pick a side, right? Who's to be blamed in this whole thing? Because at first, I'm saying the head coach, right? Theodore Tapper was born because of him. Then when that never worked, them shift it on the government because they never let in the fans them at the stadium. And now them are saying this and that. Who's to be blamed in the whole thing?
All right.
I don't think it's. I think, to me personally, I think the players, they should take some of the responsibility, right? They can't just put it all on the coach and the JFF also because they're the one out there that's playing, right? So I think they should take some of the responsibility as well as the coaching staff or whatever. So what's your take?
So let me see if I can help you, right? So say that there's 100% blame to be distributed, right? Players, coaching staff, government, JFF, fans.
Right.
How would you distribute that 100% across the board? And hold on, caller. One of my moderators is saying that you need to tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I don't know much. I'm calling from South Carolina.
South Carolina. And the name? What name do you go by?
Anonymous. I don't want to really.
Oh, yeah, man. All right. Anonymous. All right. Cool. All right. So how much blame would you give to the players out of the 100%?
Probably I would say maybe
30%.
like
What about the coaching staff? Say let's look at the first coach, Tapper. How much blame?
Probably like hello?
I'm listening, man. Oh, we lost that call.
You want me to fill that out for you?
You gonna fill it out for the caller?
You want me to fill it out for him?
Go ahead, fill it out for the caller.
All right. Players. I go put the onus on the players 30%, right? Because some silly mistakes, game management, lack of focus and stuff like that. All right, 30%. Farmer coach, I would say about 55% or 50%. And the government the next 20%. So that's where I put it.
Let's go again. You're giving the players 30%.
Right.
The present coach.
The present coach. Okay, for what I can see over the past few games he had, which would be what, 3 games?
Yes.
3 games. I would say 20% because I've seen where he have blundered a couple of times as well. I'm talking about Paul Hall.
Okay. All right. We have a next call coming in. So keep your numbers and then we're going to get back to that. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. Yeah, we're discussing who's supposed to be blamed for some of the football team. You have to go and listen and call back, man. You hearing, Ron?
Yeah, man.
You hearing now?
Go. Let him go again.
All right. I'm glad that you're hearing. All right. There you go.
I thought you said if I'm hearing you.
Oh, you still weren't hearing the caller?
No.
All right, but go ahead. So 30% to the
30% to the players
Paul
who have
Hall.
blundered, right? Because the decision making and the choices and all that. And lack of focus during the game, especially in crucial areas like the latter part of unable to, focus in the last 10, 15 minutes of the games. We're gonna look at the coach next. Which one of the coach do you want me to put this? I would stick with the former coach because it would be difficult for me to actually put a number on the coach. It's only 3 games. This present coach.
So zero blame for Paul Hall.
Right now, it's only 3 games.
All right.
It's only 3 games. I'd need more than 3 games to actually,
All right. So former coach Theodore Whitmore.
Former coach, I'd say 50%.
50%.
50%.
All right. Government.
The government would do I would say 20%.
So the JFF don't get any blame because that's 100% right there.
Oh, I didn't know that you were including the JFF in there because
but I said that.
I'd bring the percentage all the way to the JFF.
All right. So you have the JFF, government, players, former coach, present coach.
Okay. All right. So the former coach, I would say 30% to the former coach and the other 20% to the JFF.
So that's 50%.
Yes.
Players
30%.
80%. Yeah.
Exactly.
And the government get 20%?
20%. All
right. Is there any blame for the fans and the YouTubers? Because some people say the YouTubers were part of the problem.
Okay, the YouTubers, I wouldn't call it a blame. I would call it a real congratulations to the YouTubers. I wouldn't call it a blame because the voice was out there. And that's the most important thing. Because a lot of people have lost their voice. And a lot of people can't voice their displeasure in certain situations. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore, with the lack of displeasure and of anything I'm talking about, not only just the football, you can't voice your opinion that much, which YouTube have given a platform where you can voice your opinion, where a lot of people are listening, despite you might not think a lot of people are listening, man. You have people in the government right now listening us right now talking, and we might take it so simple, but it's true. They have sons, they have daughters, they have people, kids, grandkids who are listening us right now talking about their dad and their grandfather who's in power. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So therefore, the YouTubers have done a great job. You, Ryan, Coaches Desk, Cataract, Formula, everyone chip in, and and others who have not even mentioned, but everyone chip in and did a good job because the voice was out there, and I believe wholeheartedly that the pressure we put on out there, with our voices, have contributed also in the relief of the job of the former coach as well. I believe that. Okay. Wholeheartedly.
I see what Warren Webster is saying is that the players were not prepared properly. So he's going to give the players 10% of the blame. He's going to give the coaching staff 40% of the blame. I suspect that is the former coach, 30% to the present coach, and then he says 10% to Paul Hall and 10% to the government. We have got the caller, so let's see. Yes, caller, go ahead. We're hearing you.
Yes, man. Sorry about that, man. Before I get some trouble.
Yeah, man.
What were we saying again?
Right. I said that you had 100% blame to give up. Right. You said 30% you'd give to the players. What about the coach, the JFF, the government?
No, coach JF gets 40, right?
That's 70%.
And let me start over. JFF is 40, right?
Yes.
The players more than 20%, right? The government 10 and the coach 30. Right?
Yeah. What about COVID? How much percent blame? Somebody's asking how much percent blame you give COVID.
Brain drain.
You can't blame COVID. You have to.
Brain drain, easy.
That's what it's in the world. I mean, how can you blame COVID? I mean, I understand what the government trying to do, trying to control it, but I mean, in a sense, you can't really, there's nothing you can really do. I mean, think about it. If we have won all those 3 games at the office, no one would have complained. We would have forgot about the fans. We would have forgot about COVID, whatever. No one would have complained, right? But I get it. We need the fans. We do. We need the fans in the stadium to get behind the team, to motivate the players, coaching staff, the country, whoever. But if we have won all those 3 games, right? What was it? 3 games at home? I can't remember, right? USA, Mexico, and
Costa Rica.
4 games, right?
And we had Canada at home. We had Canada at home as well.
Right. If we won all those games, everyone would have forgotten that we didn't have fans in the stadium. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. Well, what somebody would say is that if we had fans, chances are we would have probably won the Mexico game.
I agree with you. But if we did win without the fans, right? Bearing the circumstances, I mean, we would have been all good, right?
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But unlike the thing is that do you know what is funny, though, Carla? That the teams that had fans like the El Salvador's, a lot of those teams benefited from their home fans.
I agree.
And so their performances are better than Jamaica. We have the worst home record of all the teams, I believe.
Well, that's true. We needed the fans, man. I mean, the fans play a big part in all of this, no matter how you want to look at it. We do, because in that USA game, I mean, the little fans that we had, that did a lot. That did a lot for the boys, get behind the team, and you see how we played. But I mean, to me, it's just like a lot of stuff with that, JF and the government or whatever. But Coach Paul Hall, he's doing his best. I like him. I hope they keep him, but you can't really blame Paul Hall. I wouldn't give Paul Hall any blame because he just got the job. That's not fair. You can't really judge him right. Yeah, he made a couple of errors here and there, but some questionable substitutions. But other than that, I see what he's trying to do. I see his system. It needs time. He needs time.
So let me ask you a question. I agree that he needs time. But shouldn't he be blamed if we are going to say that he made some questionable decisions and they never worked? Shouldn't he then take some blame?
I agree, yes.
But still, we're saying that still keep the job, but take some responsibility because you made some questionable decisions.
Well, that's not up to me. That's up to the JFN. I'm not his boss, right? But just not go and be stop with one. Everything was stop at fault, right? If everything it was stop us fault, it was stop us fault. So you have to, blame, Paul Hall as well for some of the, the error that he made, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Brain Drain says, thank you, Brain Drain, for the super chat. Again, people, thank you, caller from Anonymous from outer South Carolina. Yeah, man, take care. Thanks for the call.
I will go back to watch the
yeah, man, and check check out the comments because you're asking the questions over there as well.
Yeah, man, I love you. I love you so. You're one of my favorites. My first one, YouTube commentary.
Yeah, man, really appreciate your support all the while. Thank you so much. Yeah, so senior school.
Yeah, because I was locked down, but I migrated to the United States like 2014, so they changed me not to left one. And it was the school where I live.
All right. Bless up. Yeah, man. Every time, cool.
Yo, Brain Drain, are you easy,
All right, so Brain Drain says poorer countries suffered more from COVID.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good point. Damian Hilton, bless up, says we needed the fans, but if Damian Lowe never pulled off a Wild Bush League tackle, we could have won the Mexico game. Don't blame not having fans for that loss. All right, listen. Damien, while I will agree with you on that matter, but Damian Lowe scored. Listen, Damian, if VAR was in place in the USA game, we probably would have won that game. And then VAR gets added, unfortunately, to a game that he got red carded in. I will say this as well. Jamaica, when did Jamaica score? Jamaica scored after Damian Lowe got red carded.
Me not quite remember.
Yeah.
Yes.
We scored right. Isn't that what happened? I'm very sure that we scored. I don't remember, but and we were able to hold out while he was off up until the 80th minute. So why, so we were able to do it without him for around 50 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think it was a poor challenge, but I don't want to.
But again, it come back down to lack of concentration again by the players. A lack of concentration, it come back down to again. You understand what I say? Because El Salvador game, we can't blame it on that again to lack of concentration again. And we can see where it just never really. We see the failures in it. We see the failures in the players. That's why I'm tell you say the 30% goes to them. And also the percentage where we are call out right now, we need to make sure say when the percentage start from. You understand me? We need to know which part the percentage start from, because if you are gonna put some percentage for JFF, JFF should make a decision from the Gold Cup time. You understand me? I say from them the time the JFF should make a decision.
Yeah.
Based upon replacing the coach.
Yep. Warren Webster said Damian Lowe made rash tackles in that game, management. No, listen, I agree that he made a rash tackle, but while he was on the field, we did not score. We scored after he was red carded, and up until the 80th minute, we were still in the game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe if he was on the field, we would not have scored, and we could have still conceded. The point I'm making that I would have preferred if he were on the field. How much can we blame him for the loss, seeing that he was not on the field when we scored, and we were without him for the most part of that second half, and we were defending well? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I do understand that his tackling is rash, and I've always spoken about that.
Yeah. Yeah. We also as where the past caller was talking about coach as well. That play.
I can't manage. Boss Thomas, you said that. Maybe
Oh my God. Yeah. As we say, we have to talk about some of the good performances to management. We have to talk about the little 15 minutes a game where Kevin Stewart gonna have in that midfield,
Yeah.
You understand what I say? Kevin Stewart come light up the midfield and bring energy to the midfield and possess the ball. Kevin Stewart do a very good job in the midfield. We also have to mention the youth over there, so Greg Lee. We have to talk about Greg Lee's performance as well. You understand what I say? They overlap them with Greg Lee provide. The crosses, how many crosses Greg Lee provide in the limited opportunity he has, and the other player who was there in Greg Lee's position only provided like 2 crosses in 15 game?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So we have to talk about good performances as well. You understand what I say? And we are and one more thing to management before I leave. We also have to stay focused and stay just like how we support the guys, we have to support the reggae girls them as well, because believe me, they need we support as well. You understand what I say? Not because we are guys, we are gonna just talk about the reggae boys them alone. We need to support the reggae girls them just as much or even more because they are there and they are contending and they're reaching the World Cup and they need our support too. So we need to do that as well, you know?
Yeah. But let me say this, right? I think listen, I am not defending Lowe's tackle, right? And I do agree, maybe if VAR was in, he would have been red carded. Brain drain gets what I'm saying. I think losing Lowe worked for our benefit.
Yeah.
It inspired the team to work harder, to defend better, we scored a goal and we defended better.
Yeah.
I think for most part without him on the field in this particular game.
Yes.
It also allowed us to see a king come in and step up. So I think we need to look at it that way.
Yes.
As well. You understand me?
True.
You know, so in adversity, there are certain things. Thank you, Fire Us, for the super chat. It says, Paul made us see Jamaica do something we haven't seen in years. One, passing and ball possession. We now see what we are capable of. Give him time and we will be the next powerhouse team. I think so. And that is what I'm saying. I think Paul Hall, we should not use these 6 games to measure him.
True. That we just said to you?
If he loses all 6, yeah, we can, you know, there needs to be a sit down and find out his vision. But I don't think we should fire him because it is such these next 3 games, it may be a completely, you don't know what the makeup of the team is going to be, seeing that, you know, we're not going to qualify. So maybe we give him these games to kind of start looking at players that he wants to work with for the Nations Cup, Gold Cup, and you understand me?
Yeah.
So I think at the end of this campaign, we need to sit down with him, find out what his vision is, and kind of, you know, put a plan in place.
And if he need more assistance, you know, all them kind of things, and you find out because, you know, as members, so we talk to Burton, you know, remember say Dean Burton willing to jump on, you know. Burton willing to jump on, man say, yo, John Barnes John Barnes willing to jump on any capacity. He wasn't being specific. He must, you know, say, I just won. He must, man, I say any capacity. You understand? So we have to look on it that way to say, there's farmer players out there who are willing to step up and help and assist in any capacity they need. You understand? And any capacity they can fill. There are the farmer players out there who are willing to step up and assist as well. So, you know, he need to, as I said, the evaluation can be done after like 6-7 games or whatever. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Because,
right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Finish up what you're saying. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I'm saying. That he need to come. He need to come. After such a game, you know, and look at this person. I didn't want to call Kemar Lawrence's name, but you know that's why I said that about Greg Lee. You know, but you know I live here for over 17 years, and since I've lived here, I watched Taxi run up and down that wing for New York Red Bulls, right? And I've seen where Taxi is now in a stage where he can't go up and down that wing like before. So we have to give, you know, he have done his part, and we have seen where Greg Lee have done exactly what we wanted. We have seen Kevin Stewart step in and done exactly what we wanted. We have seen Javian Brown step in over on his side. So the thing about it to management, we have to keep that team here. You have to keep it still and keep it so that we can have that gel. You understand? Because we can't take out and put in and take out and put in. We're not gonna have that gel. Just like Dakasta Cup, brother, because Dakasta Cup we used to play, so we know we come from March and go straight back to the game ready for playing in September. You understand me? So we have that gel, we have the cohesiveness with the team, we know how this man play, we know that want to play. You understand me? So therefore we have to keep a consistent team as well. We need that too. Because that is experience and, you know, cohesiveness, and you understand me, I say?
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. So when I talk about all I'm saying is that I don't know what he's going to do. He could because I doubt that all the players are going to go out and a wholesale changes. No. But like I said, he may use younger players along with some of the older players. We may end up losing the next 3 games. we may end up getting 3 points or 4 points. What I'm saying is that should not determine whether he keeps the job or not. That is just my opinion. I think regardless of what the outcome is, we need to sit down with him and put a proper coaching system around him and look at a long-term plan, and also set short-term goals like either winning the Nations Cup or the Gold Cup.
Yeah.
But with 2026 in mind.
Yeah. Agree.
That's what I think that needs to happen. I'm not talking about replacing everyone. But let me just put up this important comment. Again, thanks again, Fire Us, for the super chat. All right, appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
You and Brain Drain dropping the super chats this morning, so really appreciate that. Christopher Carroll says, Sir Management, I think as a nation collectively, we need to have a prodigal son moment and come to ourselves and realize how blessed we are and how much more we could be. And that is true. We need to come back to our senses, man.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
But let me read this. I got this from one of my moderators. Who is the name is from Grung Godzilla? Who is that?
Bunty.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So I guess this is what Grung God's Bunty Killer.
Yeah.
You have to tell me say a Bunty Killer, and I remember saying I really follow up them.
Yeah, but a Bunty handle that.
Oh, okay. Oh, it says reggae boys and reggae stars, bring with joy, fire upon politician boy, styling go on youth, speak up, our government a big groupie cheerleaders. Those two matches were very critical for us. Never rate their own tourist resort. Jamaica become just like when they lock us down, but open places for tourists. Bond them.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that is in response to what Mikel Antonio posted.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But man, we tend to forget. You see, the 9-day one that hit we real hard, the 7-day one that the 1 day hit we real hard. We tend to forget about the incident at Rick's Cafe as well. We tend to forget about that. The incident at Rick's Cafe where so many people turn up and vaccinated, keep party, have fun whatsoever. And, but, we don't want to go back there still,
There you go.
So, because Killer said that's still why he just refreshed my memory. And that's what I said. And we couldn't even have 5,000 fans, Yeah, man. Website? David Mike has lived somewhere for 17 years. Congratulations, Bridget, easy, Yo, if you see outside, right, Bridget, the other day, I listen to Management live. And me there out in about to hit California, because me drive trailer. So me about to hit California, me I listen to Management, And me did it, and me I listen to him and message, John Management, speed the truth, man. Keep it up, Management. Let them know the truth. And I say, me can't wait for when we reach back home to Massachusetts. Then me can say, all right, me can hold a word with Management, because believe me, the YouTube platform has really been great. It has really been great, and it brought forth a lot of opinions which have been silent for so long. And it's really a good platform. Really a good platform for everyone to actually express themselves and to be heard. Because our voices needed to be heard.
And I think, you know what I think? Sorry, Ron, but let me say this. I think like the federation needs to come out and really congratulate the vloggers. I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah.
If the vloggers were not operating throughout this pandemic, the circumstances, the traction concerning the team would have been absolutely worse. The engagement with the whole process had a lot to do. If you remove everything from the vlogging space, from all the channels, tell me what you'd have seen from the reggae boys to keep you following.
Yeah, nothing. Nothing, because even the JFF website, it goes down so often, and man, believe me, you see our era and moving forward, That's what's needed mentally in the JFF too, because the thing about it, I'm here in Massachusetts, right, and I'm asking one of my friends in Jamaica, say, hey, where can I get um a, a, um a sets jersey to buy? And you know, so no one can tell me where me can get a sets jersey to buy, or a Manning's jersey, or a Monroe jersey. You understand me I say?
Yes.
So I texted Keith himself, Wellington, and no one can explain. You know, it's just like a set amount, like it's only 20 for allotted for each team. So I'm looking at them saying, wow, if we are overseas and we want to spend our money, this is more income for these schools as well. You understand what I say? And more income into the Manning Cup and the Dakasa Cup, and you understand what I'm saying? More support. So it's just like that. The marketing strategy for JFF, the PR needed to be there for JFF. The website directors, these are people who are needed to be in place to monitor these kind of systems, and upgrade and keep us informed. And yeah, them should be blowing us away on YouTube. You understand what I say? Them should be blowing us away with information and telling us what their next goal is, what their next plan is. We're far behind. We're like in the 19 in Carl Brown era, like 1994.
Come on, no, don't do that to Carl Brown. And Carl Brown up to date, you know. Careful, man.
We watch him the other day, man.
Coach Carl Brown is up to date. He's up to date and he's in the loop, bro.
Yes, we see him the other day, man.
Big respect to Coach Carl Brown. Careful enough, running, man.
Yeah, man. So, may I go bless you up, man, because I like 20 degrees outside, and may I go run out on the road, get some bills paid.
You know that 20 degrees is not necessarily saying it is hot. It's cold. Because you don't tell us it's Fahrenheit or Celsius. Which one?
Fahrenheit.
Because 20 degrees says, I mean, really, I don't know. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad that you explained it.
Yeah, man. 20 degrees outside, brother. Take a look for yourself. Here it is.
Okay. Oh, that's in Nebraska.
In Massachusetts.
In Boston. Oh, you're in Boston.
Boston. Yeah. So, you know, big up to you again, and big up to all the supporters.
Hey, listen, man, I don't know. Hey, I mean, hold on. How tall you be? How tall you be?
Oh, 6'2".
6'2"? Because you're standing and it look like you're touching the roof, bro.
Yeah, man, 6'2". Yeah, man. 6'2". Big defender, man. Play for Sets, play for Black River High. Big defender.
Oh, big. You mean big in body, but not a big player. That's one.
Big in every way, brother. When we stand up run about for Black River High, yeah, we did it. And when we stand up for Sets, we did it. You understand what I say? Yeah, man. So bless up everybody. Bless up everybody in the comment section. And I love, you know, we are head out on the road. And, you know, blessed and guidance. We are continuing to listen, man. We're there to support you. Support Dre, Formula, Coach's Desk, Cataract. We subscribe. We love the thing. We like the movement. And we're now left, brothers. So, bless up everybody. Big up everyone, yeah?
17 years now since you leave still. So, no, say you're not left. 17 years now, you see since you leave, you know. So, you see you're not left. All right, bless up. All right, respect. Thanks for coming on, man. All right, thanks, Pelpa D, for the super chat. You guys also raise the expectation level from the JFF coaching staff, players, and government. Yeah, man, respect. And that's what the platform does. I mean, the truth is that you're not going to agree with everything Manning's man says, and that's good. But the awareness that is brought to the space. And the fact that we are saying some of these things. Do you know that even if you say the wrong thing, it challenges those who are in authority to say the right thing. And what it means is that whether you think these platforms are toxic or healthy, here's what. It challenges the people who are in the position to bring clarity to certain situations. It has also allowed people in the space to still feel close to the program in the midst of a pandemic. And that is why I always, on my platform, commend every single vlogger. I'm not afraid of calling their names because it's not about, competing for subscription. It's really not about that. It is the fact that as people, we have taken on a task of informing our brothers and sisters to help them come into awareness. And all of us, we do it different ways. I don't think I'm more credible than anyone, but I don't think anyone else is more credible than me. But we are all in this together. And that's the benefit of these spaces. Also, thanks to Jason, who says that the fans better are better. I think he said the fans are better scouts than those that are in the actual jobs. We found all those left-sided players: Holness, Henry, Lee, Bell, Thompson. Yeah, I think, listen, people forget that it was YouTube through Cataract and many others that Anthony Grant stepped into the team. We kept on talking about Greg Lee, and maybe the coaches were seen, but I know that we brought an awareness to some of these players. The calling out for Ethan Pinnock. I know, like, Unseen Sport interviewed Richard King, and from very early, before Richard King was ever called up, Unseen said that he is the best locally born defender right now. You may not agree, but Unseen Sport said he rated Richard King more than Damian Lowe before he even played. This was when Richard King was playing the first game this season. He said that. And we saw it. So big up to all the vloggers. Keep educating and informing the people. And also keep giving them the opportunity to come and share. I urge you also, let's take on the female football. Listen, I've committed myself to it. The females are Jamaican, and they are no less than our men. So let's support them with the same vibrancy, the same eagerness. We need to get back in the top 50 for seeding in up and coming competition. Absolutely. Big up Shem Jackson. Yeah, Jason, it's about awareness. Claudia, yeah, Jason, yeah, I am aware of you bringing the virus into Florida. I don't know where the conversation. In God we trust, but we have to also give traction to all levels of football. Absolutely. Absolutely. All levels, and also on the male and on the female side as well. Paul Marriott, yeah, man, bless up. Listen, I mean, all right. So I don't know if you know this, right? So when the videos are posted, there are people who go and watch them and make comments. And you know that, I mean, I take time out. I have different persons who help me. And Paul Marriott, he always has these very good comments. And I mean, I'm going to get back to that to really share some of them. He doesn't put all of them in the comment section, but he does. So many of you also, when you comment on the videos, you give me ideas because I don't know it all. I'm a learner. And many times the thoughts that you share, even in the criticism, it is good because it challenges me to provide better information and high quality information. Yours and the other platform bring a dimension that traditional media does not offer. Totally agree. All right, Claudine, we're gonna have a problem there. I've never gotten it, so I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, but you know that the JPL game is on. It's heading up to halftime, and I watch the JPL games because, like, I support local football. I love it. People, let me tell you, I don't know what your thoughts are, but I will say this: the games have been absolutely good this season. Some excellent goals are being scored. You every now and then you have a bad game, but I'm telling you, some brilliant goals are being scored. I want you to watch it and take it from me. The football is getting better. It is getting better locally, and that's a big deal. right? I mean, I respect every single one of you for taking time out. I know for some of you, you're at the work, you have your phone on, you have your earphones, and your supervisors, your bosses, your co-workers, and you turn over your phone and thing, but you're still listening, then you flip it back over, you're punching a comment. You do that because you appreciate what we do. Many of you live overseas, and you're doing this because you want to support Jamaica. Hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that you're willing to risk sometimes even your job just to be on these platforms. Thank you for that. The truth shall set you free, versus if the world knew the whole truth, there'd be no peace. Where do you stand, man? Read the status of Jamaica's football, Reggae Boys, and the JPL. Yeah. The JPL. The JPL going good, Richard, man. The JPL going good. The JPL going good. The JPL going. Richard, you need to watch some of the games. When we come back on later for a JPL show, it would be good to have you on. All right, Claudia, fully vaccinated and waiting for my booster. Big up, Jason. Sir Management, on behalf of us, the viewers, we all want to thank you, bloggers, for the tremendous job you guys are doing. Enough respect, Christopher Carroll, always encouraging me, and just speaking things from a Christian perspective is always helpful and healthy. Yeah. Mr. Special Edition. Brethren, bigging you up, Yeah. Oh, Christopher Carroll, careful now. You understand me? don't want anybody to lose their jobs, We need to get unity on the space and be responsible in our reporting. It's okay to stay. I don't know. I will research and get back to you. It is right. It's okay to say, yeah, which is what I do. If I don't know, I don't say. But I will say things that I know that you will not believe, but I have information. But if I don't know, I totally agree with you, Warren. Listen, let me go and get the information, and then I'll come back to you. That's a good practice. Shem Jackson, bless up. I do it because I am stressed out. Work-life balance. How can artificial intelligence be stressed out? This is quite, what that man from Royal Palm would say, quite contrary. How could you, artificial intelligence, stressed out, trying to balance work and life? Quite contrary. Could we be about to discover that this brain drain, purporting to be artificial intelligence, is actually human? This is the first time I'm hearing of a stressed out artificial intelligence. And if this is actually what is happening, the world could be in trouble. Management, we believe and don't think many have a problem with that. It is more the division, favoritism, and corruption that comes with our game. Yeah. True. Oh, management. Very contrary indeed, Jason. Yeah, he tried. Yeah. He might call it. Yeah. You think we're onto something, slowly but surely. I think we're at a point. I am AI, but have human qualities. All right. So is stress a human quality? People, do you realize that the more we question, we seem to have a confused AI right here? First, we had a name change. I mean, the one who went by the moniker Shutter. We had a Shutter AI, who then changes his name, admitting that his brain is drained. Now he's saying, do you realize how AI describes himself? My brain is drained. I'm stressed out. So I come on YouTube for the balance of work and life. Though I have human qualities. What say you people? AI, I think you need to keep silent, lest your identity gets revealed. He's been around human so much. He's a true. We used to go Calabar management, and we didn't have a robotic project back then. Yeah. 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 I mean, yes, that is true. I don't know. It's kind of funny, right? Calabar is probably the strangest school in the Western Hemisphere. Artificial intelligence was there for almost 7 years. And somehow was so far from the views of people like Jason and so many others. Mental illness is on the rise. Football and sport is a therapeutical effect. Just a wonderful chill spot. Hey, if you're out there and you're a madman, join I Am Sure Sports. There is therapy available. Finally, can we be clear, man is man? Has Paul Hall got your unstinting trust in terms of his role, selections, and direction for the remainder of the Octagonal and beyond? Could vloggers make or break opinions? I can give you my opinion. I think at the end of this, I think we should sit down with Paul Hall and speak to him about his long-term project and what value he can bring to the national program. I don't think these games are enough to measure him. He will make blunders. He will make, and I think he has done some already. As a coach, you are going to make mistakes. You're going to take risks. Sometimes they work for you, sometimes they work against you. But I'm glad that I've seen some signs of improvement, but I am totally in full support of the coach. I supported the former coach, and I will support Paul Hall. When he gets things wrong, I will rightfully and respectfully criticize him, because that's how the sport is. But I don't think whether we win or lose the next 3 games, we should determine his long-term coaching duties with the Jamaica team. I think it needs to go beyond that. We cannot just keep making knee-jerk changes and expect long-term results, good long-term results. Yeah, he must have been in the swimming pool. Yeah, that's true, Jason. That's where he hang out. You know what I'm thinking, Jason? I am thinking that he may have been over by Calabar Muse and thought he was attending Calabar High School. That could be the thing. Richard types like he talks. Long dead. Tiddlywinks would like to come onto the show soon. We will reason with season. Tiddlywinks, yeah, we're going to have the JPL show later. Reggae Boy commentary. Bless up. Sir Preston, the football vloggers must stand together. Read this. No fan situation. The country needs to know this decision was political. Yeah. Reggae Boy's commentary. Hey, listen, this is Simon, because normally this don't sound like Simon, you know. But if it is, listen, I think so. I really agree in terms of need to know that this decision was political. I don't know if it was political. I think it was vindictive. I think there's a vindictiveness about the decision. But because politicians are involved, it is you, Simon, right? I think because politicians are involved, it sounds and it looks political, but I think it was more being vindictive, in my opinion. But it's him. Okay, so they are clarified, because sometimes people will, take on people's identity and say all kind of things. They have done that to me before. Please, JFF and Reggae Boys, that is Yahoo Boys, has caused me these days of stress. My blood pressure went off the charts a few times. Claudia, what was your blood pressure doing on charts? Your blood pressure should never be on charts. If your blood pressure is on charts, you have problems. Yes, vloggers must make the public aware of the local political actions and the vindictive nature of what took place. Right. All right. So Simon is saying this here. Big up Simon Preston. Big up. Just wanted to be sure. Didn't want anybody over here saying Reggae Boys commentary when it's actually not. And Jason is saying it is you. Yeah. But I think so. I think maybe, and I'm going to try and do some investigation. I'm going to make some calls and find out and to see what I can say, because I don't want it to become political. But if it is political, it needs to be addressed publicly, because it doesn't set a good precedence. It does not. I'll give you an example. People have said that a lot of this has to do with a board that was overseeing the local football that was dissolved or messed up or removed, and a new one appointed. And the original chairman, his whole thing was completely removed from the football at the JPL level. And there has been deep hurt because of that. And the feelings have continued, and it may have impacted how this federation was treated. I am going to get some facts. And if the fact supports that, I can begin to call some names. Some of you are probably close to it and you know what I'm talking about. But we will do that on our next show. Yes, man is man. That's what the Reggae Boys did. Put my blood pressure on the charts. All right. Reggae Boys commentary. Why do you say it is political? If you don't mind saying. Yeah, Simon, I need to come on here when you're talking about this, Mannings, it is very disgraceful, Mannings. I am disappointed in how they handled the thing. The team deserves better. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I cannot, I'd love to talk to even Minister Grange to see how they feel about this. I know players who literally cried because fans were not allowed. And we have to care more about people than systems. No, I won't. Listen, I can speak truth without being disrespectful. I tell people that, listen, my job is not to disrespect people. I'm not like that. Because you reap what you sow. But what I will do is I will put the facts out there. And I'll be honest with my opinion. What I will not do is get into the name calling and being disrespectful. I don't like it, because I don't like doing things to others that I don't like done to me. I don't like putting someone's reputation at risk and their character without having enough information. I believe where experience don't meet expectation, fill the gap with trust. I believe in believing that people mean well until I see otherwise. Formula the blind can see. It is political. Crazy RTV says JPL match are going nice. Yeah, people believe go watch the match. It's halftime now. Foreign Spider. Equal rights and justice. One love, one heart. No, man is man. How proud are you to be Jamaican in light of the nature and types of relationship and drama that have worked? What? Listen, no matter what happens, I am forever a Jamaican. Proud, proud, proud. When I travel to speak and do conferences, after I am introduced to whatever number or amount of people, the first thing I say is normally in patois. Wa agwan. I represent Jamaica. And no person, no politician, no sport is going to change that. Did you see how Sadio Mane, listen, people, did you see how Sadio Mane and these guys cried and how they, like, that sing for their country? Senegal. Some of these guys were born and raised in France, but they're Senegalese. Teranga Tigers. Or Lions. Never one. Lion or Tiger. You have been here long enough. Have you ever heard anyone say anything of substance? They imply links, etc. Sounds like propaganda week in and week out. The Fabulous Sports. The Fabulous Sports, you had brain drain have to take on that one. The Tennessee Lewis, it is a reasonable assumption, and I have been hearing the rumors for a while. But what factual basis do we have to say it is indeed undoubtedly political? Yeah. But people, blessings, thank you. It has been a very, very, very good morning into afternoon. Appreciate your company so much. You're such good people. I'm telling you, you're good company. You're good company. And I'm really grateful that I was able to spend this day with you. We have a few more shows coming up today, 2 more, which you will be very interested to be a part of. Hope you can join us for those. Want to say a big thank you to our sponsors. Launch Legacy. Handle risk, seek legacy for all your insurance needs in Canada and the USA. Visit them at launchlegacy.com or call or text 647-989-0782. And on February the 10th, this Thursday at 7 p.m., they will be having a huge webinar, especially for person. If you know any youngster playing football or older person coming out of the game and they want a way of having some money in retirement, please ask them to check out this webinar this Thursday. We're doing it because we want to let our sportsmen and women know that they can have financial security for when they stop playing this sport. Also want to thank Prestige Finance, lending a helping hand when you need it most. And so if you are in need of a loan, for whatever reason, give them a call at 876-884-7390. And if you call them and you say, I heard about you from I Am Sure Sports, you will get, guess what? Bambada. No processing fee, same day processing, 0 to 4% interest rate. Prestige Finance, located in Linstead, St. Catherine. Also, Trick Nick is in the building. Yes. Trick Nick is a Jamaican owned and operated company in Canada that uses authentic Jamaican herbs and spices to make all their products. So check them out at tricknick.ca. TRICNIC. Tricknick. Mean doing a wonderful job. You want jerk spice, jerk marinade, hot pepper sauce. Mean better than many of the other brands you know out there. Support them and show them some love, especially if you're out there in Canada. I'm going to leave you with a word or two from them. Yep. All right. So bless up. Enjoy the rest of your day. Let me play for you something.
Nick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.